Hi, welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk about procrastination and do it now. Go after your goals, go after your dreams before the end of the year. But I really wanted to come on and do a video because it's hit me that it's nearly the end of November, it's nearly the end of 2024, and there's 1 month left of 2024. And I really don't know where time has gone. I honestly don't know where it went. I swear it was only January not long ago because I just got back from the UK in January. I went through surgery on my wrist. I went through life. My birthday, I went to Melbourne. I did little bits and bobs of throughout the year, and boom, we've come to the end of the year and I still don't know where it's went. And I think to myself, have I done everything I wanted to do this year? No, unfortunately not. But I'm not going to get myself overworked because of that. At the start of the year, I wrote down so many goals, listing them 1 to 10, working on the top three, and just working my way down. And life got in the way a lot of the time, but I still actioned my goals as best as I could, as fast as I could, and tried to develop motivation, consistency, discipline. And a lot of the time, I did have that. But there are certain goals that I didn't hit or I haven't hit yet. And it's hit me now that there's one more month of the year. And can I get as many goals complete within that time frame? I probably could. But at the same time, I don't want to rush myself because I don't want to overwork myself, overwhelm myself, and burn myself out at the same time. So, when I look at my goals of the year, I have actually worked through some pretty big goals. So, I have to give myself a pat on the back. And if you feel like there's so many goals that you haven't hit this year, we still have time. You still have time to hit your goals. You're probably thinking, how am I going to do these goals? How can I hit my goals? I have one more month and then it's 2025. And then some of my goals may have to roll over. That is absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. As long as you have become a lot better this year than you were last year, give yourself a pat on the back because every year we have to grow. Every year we have to change. And you would have changed. You will not be the same as who you were last year. I am not the same as I was 6 months ago. I have achieved many goals. I have ticked off big goals, and I'm still working through many goals right now. There are certain goals that I wish I hit, but I didn't have the mindset. I didn't have the positivity to reach that goal. And that is something that I'm working on now. A lot of the time, I would procrastinate. I would put my goal, my task to the side and come back to it later because I'm just procrastinating. I let fear get in the way. But I'm so proud of myself because I actually overcome a fear. I overcome a big goal that I actually just wanted this year. I never thought I would go for it, but this year I thought, stuff it, I'm going to do it. I went and got my motorbike license and I overcome the fear of riding by myself. Um, and it was amazing. And I got my own bike, I got my bike license, and I'm free. I have that sense of freedom that I can just go out and be free because that's all I love to do is be free. I'm a free spirit and I just want to get out there and ride. Of course, I'm careful. I love my little KTM. So, yes, that is a big goal that I did and a big fear that I got over because I really just did my test on the weekend a few days ago with recording this. And my instructor would really test me and be like, Laura, we've got a hill start coming up. And I'm like, why would you say that to me? Why? You should not say that to someone in their test. There's a hill start and you need to pass this. It should have been flipped by, Laura, there's a hill start coming up and I know you're not that confident, but I know you're going to do that really good. But no, I had the opposite. You best do your hill start really well. Don't mess it up. I failed people on this hill start. Oh, the pressure, oh, the fear, all the overwhelmness hits you. But because I know deep down I am a good rider, and I showed him. He parked up beside me and I looked at him and I said, bring it on, bring it on. I did that perfectly. Shut up after there, passed perfectly. So, yes, with the fear, I got over the fear because deep down I told myself, I can do this. This is a goal that I've always wanted to do, and I'm not going to let this hill stop me. I'm not going to let this hill stop where I need to rev up my bike and not stall and not pull out into a junction and stop in the middle of a junction. That would be really bad. But deep down, I knew I could do that. I told myself, we are going to do this because this is a big goal. And I'm not going to let this hill stop me. And I'm going to show him and all the other people in the group that I can do this because I was the only girl in the group. The only girl. And a lot of the time, I pulled the girl card. I'm just a girl. Leave me alone. Leave me. If I make a mistake, I'm a girl, which was pretty bad to use, but it worked. But I didn't really need to use it because I am a good rider. I'm a good driver and a good rider. So that is one big goal that I have hit because I got over that fear. I stopped procrastinating. I didn't procrastinate on the bike about to set off with tons of people watching me, tons of cars, tons of bikes. I just did it. I just did it. And the title that I want to call this video is Do It Now. Just do it. Just fucking do it. So, for my video, I want to ask you, do you have goals that you want to achieve, but you're stuck with the procrastination? You're too much of a perfectionist and you need your goals, you need your life to be set, everything in order. You fear of you fear. You have fear of failure and then it pushes you backwards and then you don't go ahead with your goal, you don't go ahead with what you need to do. We have one more month left of this year. Is there a goal that you really want to tackle now? Because you need to go after it. And I want to give you some tips on how to push you, how to guide you to hit your goals, to go after what you need to do by the end of the year. And I don't want you to rush yourself because, oh my God, it's 1 month. Oh my God, that's going to go so fast. How can I get my goal done within 1 month? You might have a big business goal. You might have multiple goals and you don't know how you're going to manage the time. You don't know how you're going to do it with your family and your kids and your job. I'm here to help you, guide you with some tips on how to complete your goal, complete the last month of your life of 2024 before we go into 2025. And I will be doing a lot more videos before we end the year because I'm so excited to start a fresh new year. This year for me has been a big healing journey, a big year to making myself stronger mentally and physically. And I have hit so many goals, and I've got a couple more to hit before I write out my new goals for the next year. So I want you to kind of think of a goal that you really want to achieve this year. It could be big, it could be small, it could be medium, could be anything. And you're probably thinking, I don't know how I can achieve this goal this year. It's probably too big to complete within December. That's okay, as long as you start. The thing is, as long as you start, you will then finish. Even if you have to override it and go into 2025, at least you have started. right now. The reason you're procrastinating is because you have too much fear, you have too much sense of overwhelmness inside of you. And we need to not procrastinate. We need to let go of the fear, the anxiety, the overwhelmness, and go for it. To tackle a task or a goal, you need to develop a sense of urgency. You need to understand and pinpoint what sort of goal you want to do and break it down into smaller chunks, because a lot of people look at the end result, yes, but a lot of people will look at all of the stages and get overwhelmed. It's like looking at a flight of stairs. You're trying to look right at the top and you're like, "Oh my god, look at all them steps I've got to go up. Oh my god, I'm going to be so tired. Oh my god, this is going to be painful. This is going to be scary. This is going to be hard." And you just look at all the steps and you're like, "I can't do that. Look at all them steps. Look at that flight of steps. It's going to take me days. It's going to take me years to climb them steps." But what you need to do is you need to focus on one step at a time. It's like setting goals. We need to break down the goals into small tasks, into bite chunks. It's like a salami sausage. You've got to slice it up into the smallest pieces that you can consume, and that's going to be doable to do. A lot of the time, everyone will struggle with, how do I start this task? How? Like, you'll open your laptop and you need to start typing a blog, or you need to start writing an essay. And I used to do this in uni. I'd be like, how can I do this dissertation? I had a 12,000 word dissertation to make. And I would open my laptop and be like, I have no idea how I'm going to do this. Back in my time, I can kind of say, I'm not that old, but we didn't have ChatGPT or had anything to help me write an essay. I just had myself. And I had to push myself to write this dissertation as great as I could. And I found it really hard to start writing the first sentence. And what would really help me was I had a can of Monster, Red Bull, or Relentless, and a bar of chocolate. And I found myself to work better on a night, and I still actually work better on a nighttime. I usually record all my videos at night just because I have more brain power. I've done what I need to do in the day. I've cleaned up the whole environment, so I feel like none of the clutter or the room's not going to distract me. Like, I'm going to look around the room and be like, "Oh my god, it's so messy, it's so dirty, it's distracting me." What I like to do is eat food, obviously, have some sugar to give me a bump in energy and brain power. I like to have a clean environment so that nothing's going to distract me. Find a time that I know is more beneficial to myself. So, a lot of people will be morning people, and there'll be a lot of people that are night owls. I tend to fall in the night owl category. I've always been like that since a child. A lot of my family are night owls, so it just fits me really well. And for you, you have to find what suits you the best. Are you a morning person? Are you a day person? Are you a night person? Do you need a little bit of sugar to give you a bump of energy and brain power? Do you need to have a clean environment so then you can then start working? You've got no distractions. There are a tiny few tips. And then when it comes to writing an essay or a blog on your computer, you kind of have to use the 5 minute rule. There are quite a few 5 minute, 5 second rules. So the 5 minute rule is you literally open up your laptop and you start writing for 5 minutes. It's the same with exercise. This is something that I would give to people in fitness and training, is when you don't feel like exercising, which a lot of people don't. And I do this in the morning when I try to get out of bed and I'm like, I don't want to do any morning exercise because I love to do fasted cardio. whereas that skipping or on my spin bike, or I'll do some jogging. Like, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do anything. But I would just grab my skipping rope and be like, just jump for 5 minutes. Just jump. But because my skipping rope, I can actually count how many jumps I make. Once I hit 5 minutes, I just want to continue on because I have a set number that I always hit, and that's 1,000 jumps a day. And I get into the rhythm of 5 minutes, and then I look at the timer, I look at how many jumps I've done. I'm like, right, okay, I feel like I can continue now, so I'm gonna reach my 1,000 for the day, and that's my achievement. That's my goal for the day of my skipping. So it can come into practice with exercise. You could do some squats on the spot. You could do a little bit of a jog around the block, and you just keep going and going. So try use and implement the 5 minute rule into your life. Also, I want to also recommend the 5 second rule. So I've always used the 5 second rule because with your conscious and your subconscious mind, when you are in bed and you need to get out and it's so cold and your bed's so comfy and you just want to lay there for 5 more minutes, but you have to get out, you got work to go to, you got things to do. You have 5 seconds of your conscious mind before your subconscious mind kicks in and tells you, no, just stay in bed. No, we don't need to get out today. You have 5 seconds before your subconscious mind kicks in. So when you put that thought into your mind, okay, we need to get up now, your conscious mind will receive that. And it's like, okay. But then 5 seconds later, your subconscious mind will come in and be like, no, 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. We don't need to get up. That is the 5 second rule. You need to implement your decision within 5 seconds before your subconscious mind changes your mind. It can be anything. It could be leaving the house or going somewhere. Getting out of bed is the most one that you will find your brain will try change your mind. So try implement the 5 second rule and the 5 minute rule. To go off that one, always have a clean environment. Somewhere that is decluttered, light a candle, make it feel like you want to do the work. You want to do the planning for your goals, your dreams, your life. Be in an environment that you can actually think, that you need to meditate, you need to plan. It could be at home, it could be out in nature. Nature tends to help me. I'll always be out at my favorite park, absorbing all of the fresh air and just having downtime in the sun, absorbing the vitamin D and just relaxing. So then I'm opening my mind and bringing in ideas and thoughts with pen and paper. It is the best thing ever. I also like to reward myself when it comes to setting goals and just going after doing the things I need to do. So breaking up the tasks, breaking up my goal into tasks, and just hitting those goals, hitting them tasks daily. Even if it's just 1 to 3 things a day, as long as I hit them, I reward myself. I will give myself lollies and chocolate. And even though I'm trying to eat really clean and healthy and train really well, you can give yourself some treats sometimes. It's really good. I know it's not great for your body, but sometimes we need that little bit of sugar for our minds to stay sane. And lastly, another thing that I like to do is called the Pomodoro technique. You've probably heard of it. It has been a popular technique that does circulate around. I've heard it a few times with people and friends mentioning, but basically, to do a task, to do a job, if you've broken down your goals into mini tasks and you're not feeling like you want to do something, just dedicate 25 minutes doing something, doing that task. And there are certain apps on your phone you can download. I had one where you grow a tree. So you set the timer for 25 minutes and it grows a tree. And you can actually donate to these apps to actually grow trees in real life. And it's so cool and it's so beneficial that in the in that time, I'm working and then I look over and there's a tree growing. So I feel like I'm doing my part at the same time. And when the 25 minutes is up, you have 5 minutes. So you got 5 minutes to go grab a drink, have a little skim on your phone if you need to, if you are really drawn to the social media. And yeah, 5 minutes is all you have. And then you start again doing the 25 minutes work again. And you do that for a few rounds. And then after about 4 to 5 rounds, that's when you would have a longer break. So that would be like your lunch of like 30 minutes. So it's kind of like you're setting time to do what you need to do and you're disciplining yourself. You're having the consistency and the dedication, motivation to get what you need to get done. And then you have breaks. Then you can reward yourself. Have a little lolly while you're working. Have a nice coffee. All of these tasks, all of these ways will help you go after the future that you want to go after. Do the things that you need to do. Find that consistency. Banish that fear and that procrastination to go after your goals. I will be creating more videos about goals because it is such a big topic for me at the moment. And I have a lot of ideas of how I break down my goals into small chunks and then I break them down into smaller chunks. And it's something that I would like to really share with you. So do stay tuned. I will have more goal videos coming soon.